Hi there, thanks for registering for my upcoming webinar. I thought I'd take the opportunity right now to go over with you just some basics. You're going to get the really meat and potatoes on the upcoming webinar, but on this training video right now, you're going to get the basics as to what protects you as the private lender on a real estate deal, okay? So one of the most important questions that every single investor, such as yourself, can ask is, how do I know I'm going to get my money back and how soon do I get it back, correct? So what I'm going to do is go over here some of the most important things that must be in place in order for a deal to be secure. Whether you're doing it with me or somebody else, you've got to make sure it's secure. All right, so first of all, the first and number one thing that protects you as a private lender on a deal is the equity in the deal, okay? So what we're not doing here, we're not paying full price for houses and then hoping to sell them above full price. So my wife and I, my company, what we do is we buy properties at 65 to 75% LTV. Write that phrase down, loan to value ratio. Now, so we buy them at 65 to 75%. That means we're all in at those numbers, meaning the purchase price plus the cost of renovations comes to a maximum of 65 to 75% of the loan to value ratio. So for example, 70% of a $300,000 house, and again, the loan to value ratio is based on the after repaired value, what it's going to be worth once the repairs are done, what we'll sell it for, right? So 70% of 300 grand is 210. So the loan on that property is going to be 75% of 300 is about 225. The highest amount of money we're going to borrow on a $225,000 house, on a $300,000 house, is 225 grand. That's a $75,000 spread. So the point is, you can see how even if all the poo-poo hits the fan, the worst case scenario, the market can take a huge dive and there's still plenty of cushion there for everybody to make sure they get paid. That's the first and most important thing. Second is the borrower, all right? So most people who get in this business have really good intentions. That is real estate investing, okay? But sometimes there's just a lack of some inexperience. When I first got started, I was inexperienced. It happens, okay? However, the most important thing to understand and look at when you're considering investing with an experienced real estate investor is, well, how much experience does this person actually have? Are they familiar with the marketplace, or is this a new venture? Do they have a proven track record of buying properties, fixing them, and then quickly selling them if that's the exit strategy? So look at the experience level. So when we start working together, I'll give you my company name if you want, or a couple of different company names that we own, and you can look up in public records all the houses we've bought and sold over the past 2 years. There's tons of them, believe me. So the point is, one, the borrower. One, do you like them? Do you trust them? You got to follow your gut feeling. Secondly, is do they have the competency and experience that's necessary to pull these deals together? Because believe me, you can't just because you got some money, go get into real estate and everything's going to work out properly. No. There's a lot of learning curves involved, which my wife and I, my team, have gone through. We've got a tremendous team of people involved in our company from start to finish, so it's always getting better and better. Third thing is the promissory note and mortgage. Let me explain the difference between a promissory note and a mortgage. Promissory note says that I owe you money, okay? And it stipulates the terms under which I'm going to pay you that money back. May it be the interest amount, are we making payments, or is it a balloon payment at the end? At what point do I need to pay you back? All that kind of stuff. That's the IOU. The mortgage is what puts the house up as collateral against the promissory note, okay? So in other words, if I don't pay you, you get the house back. Well, what good does that do you? Well, remember back here, you got a lot of equity. And just for the record, I've never not paid a borrower or lender back in full. So you don't have to worry about that. So the point is, but if I died or something like that, then you would be absolutely protected because you got a lien against the property and tons of equity. So here's the most important thing for you to recognize as a lender investing with us, and that is that should something happen where you get the property back, you're actually going to make way more money than if I actually kept my promise and made the interest payments to you. Again, never broken these promises, but the point is, even in the worst case scenario, you're better off. All right, fourth thing that protects you as the lender on a real estate transaction is the title insurance. Okay, title insurance ensures, like any other kind of insurance, ensures that there's no defects, that we actually own the property free and clear. There's no other old mortgages or nuisance liens or a tax lien from the previous owner coming from the property. From the day of ownership and forward, the title policy actually insures forever before we owned it. Okay? All right, and then property insurance. This obviously protects against fire and hazards and trips and falls, all that kind of stuff. So we're perfectly covered. So this protects you and me, this protects you, this protects you, and this protects you and me. So that's some of the things you're looking for that absolutely must take place in every single deal that you land on as a private lender for real estate investors. All right, thanks for watching. I'm going to send you one more video before the upcoming webinar, and this next video is going to be just kind of walking you through the process as to how it works. So where do you send the money? Do you write me a check? I'll give you the answer in the next video. The process is extremely important, where a lot of lenders unknowingly are about to make a huge mistake. Stay tuned. I'll send you the next video tomorrow. Thanks.